Welcome back to Innerlands Podcast, where we talk about mental health and navigating through our personal stories and see how can we grow and learn from them. So today I'm gonna be doing something a bit different. Basically, what I'll be doing is I'm gonna kukhuluma about the beginning. Why am I even here? Why am I even doing this? Mm, I want to put it out there to make it clear the intentions of the podcast and the goal of the podcast. What do I want to achieve? I want to put that all out there, just for everyone to know what is it about. So kuzobalula for everyone to understand ukuthi exactly what am I doing and nokuthi umuntu uzobe supporta into ayi-understand-ayo ukuthi ingani ukuthi ihambisana naye noma ihambisani naye. So ngizokhuluma nje ngokuqala about how it started basically. So ngicabanga ukuthi throughout my life vele I've been a person who loves to think a lot. I used to overthink a lot as a kid. Growing up in the rural areas, growing up with my grandparents. Yeah, so the story goes like that. I guess you know. Okay, the way I'll be conducting myself, I'll be like reading the questions. So I prepared the questions that I'll be asking you guys also. Like if you have an answer for the question, or you feel like you want to respond to a particular question, can you please write your answer in the comments? I'll really appreciate that. I grew up listening to Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty is one of the great guys. He used to be a monk. I went to a monastery. He's an Indian. I went to a monastery, became a monk for 2 years, and then he came back and then started doing some motivations, public speaking. He's a life coach. He's a great guy. He's basically the inspiration for everything that I'm doing right now. So during my high school days, I used to lose motivation. I didn't have much friends that I get vulnerable with. Excuse me. So I was never that person. I was never the vulnerable person who always talk about his emotions, always go out there and have friends and multiple friends. Didn't have that much friends, people that I'll be like vulnerable and talk about my emotion, talk about how I feel. Like those deep conversation people, I didn't have that. But I used to listen to Jay Shetty a lot. Like I used to listen to all the motivational video he used to like publish at that time. I think 7-8 years ago when I was in high school. He used to be my guy. Get the motivation there. So I basically kind of felt like I know so many things. I kind of feel like I know so many things. At the same time, I still do the opposite of what's right. Like I'm human. I'm sorry, but I'm human. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I do the opposite of what's right. Even though I know it's the right thing to do, but I feel like I do the opposite. For example, listening to Jay Shetty has been a great inspiration to me. Like I memorized some of his words, and some of his quotes, the quotes he used to love. He's all about, okay, this is my observation and the way I view him or the way I look at him, the guy he is. Like what I see when I look at him or when I listen to him speak, this is what I think. It's my perception of him, of how I look at him. So when I look at him, he's a guy was interested in how we think, like our decision making. Why do we do things that we do? And we also speak a lot about love, like how do we love, how do you get happier, how do you deal with sadness, how to deal with so many things, relationship advices. He's a life coach, by the way, so those are the things you'd expect from him. So the one that like got me, like the one that resonated more with me, it's the way he spoke about how we think, how we process our thoughts, how we channel our emotions and thinking. So this one time, I had this friend in high school. He was a bit older than me. He asked me a question like, how do you think? Like everyone, like, bro, what do you mean? How do I think? He was like, how do you think? Like how is your brain working when it comes to thinking? If I say one right now, what do you think? Did you see a number to your head, or you saw the letters like one, or you just like drew a picture? So basically, he asked me like, I think in pictures or in words. Even though I was like so confused. Like, bro, what do you mean? And then I spent some time like thinking about, oh, like how do I think? I started questioning that, like, how do I think? And then weeks later, because I was listening to a lot of Jay Shetty, I saw a video of Jay Shetty. I'm not even sure today that I'm not even sure how I think today, but it's still something that still bothers me. Like, I get curious. Like, how do I think? Like, how do I think? I really, really get curious. Like, how do I think? But I love to think. I think and like pictures, imaginations. Like I used to, I imagine a lot of things. When you talk about numbers, like I see the numbers like appear in my imagination. But I'm still not sure exactly how I think. I'm still like navigating, trying to learn upon myself and getting the information about myself. So it's still a journey. Yeah, I'm still young, by the way, so I'm still gonna learn a lot about myself. And then, oh, okay, coming back to Jay Shetty, I saw a quote of Jay Shetty. I wrote it down, but I think I know it by heart now. So the quote from Jay Shetty said, "It's not his quote, but I heard it from him. So don't judge. I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am." Okay, let me say that again. I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. So basically, he said we live in the perception of ourselves. So our identity is built based on the perception of other people, not like, for example, the perception of our parents, the perception of our grandparents, for those who grew up with grandparents, whoever you grew up with, the perception of those people, it's how you reflect towards yourself, and then that's who you think you are. So what I got from that, like, yeah, it mesmerized me. But what I got from that is, like, if we are perception of ourselves, we're not really who we think we are. And that also and that too got me thinking, like, who exactly are we? Like, who am I? With the help of everyone, I'm hoping to achieve the answer to that question. Like, who am I? Who are we? Like, how do we define our identity? It's still a question. I have so many questions. Like, I have so many questions that I wish to get answers to. Hopefully, as time goes by, as we progress and grow, Yeah, it's all you're gonna get. So that really stuck with me. That really stuck with me. Got me. It rose even more questions. Like it's multiple questions, and then this overthinking things started being part of my identity. Like I'm an overthinker. It's how I define myself. It's how I view myself. Basically, it became my identity, my reality. Like that's who I am. And I started trying this podcast thing. I think this is the second year. Um, uh, if not the third year, it's the second. It's a year with like 8 months or 9 months. I'm not sure, but I started trying podcasting a long time ago, long time ago, and I've been struggling with like opening the camera and speak. This is one process that's been a great struggle for me. Like I said, like I'm a Jay Shetty fan. I found one of his quote too. One thing that motivated me. For the reason I'm still trying, I'm still like taking a seat back and continue, sit back and continue. One of his words, like I learned this long time ago. He said, I wrote the quote down. Basically, we're trying to define failure. What is failure? Okay, I'm not gonna define it like he did, but I'm gonna try to quote his words. Um, he said something like this: "Failure is just a sign that we need to widen our scope. We need to be ready and prepare ourselves for the next challenge." So I sit back. It's just you um, taking a step back and redefining things and prepare yourself to get ready. So basically, that's what I got from that from that quote by him. He's been my guy. I'm a Jay Shetty guy. Trent Shelton. Yeah, Trent Shelton is one of my biggest, my second biggest motivational speaker, and also Prince EA. Yeah, there's a guy called Prince EA. Like I love these guys. I feel like they've been there for me so much. Like I'm not even sure where I'll be without like listening to Jay Shetty, listening to Trent Shelton, listening to Prince EA. Their motivation. See, with motivation, there's this stigma that motivation. I speak things they are not even following. All the talk around motivation. Yeah, I've been one of those people, but I always felt like motivations they do help, even though they cannot wake you up from bed and make you go to school or make you go to work or give you that sense of purpose. But they do, they do change your mind somehow. The positivity, they do install that positivity in your mind because I believe once you go through some sort of depression, some sort of anxiety, all the mental health issues, you sometimes lose that motivation. You lose that energy. You get numb. You feel empty. You feel all those emotions. And sometimes it's so hard to like put your feet up, stand up, wake up, brush your teeth, take a shower. It gets so hard, like really hard. And positive words, they can give you some motivation somehow. I believe in that. Like they do help a lot. It's just that I think most people they think when you listen to motivation, You should be inspired instantly at that moment, which that's not how they work. Those are words. I think it's your responsibility to take them to use. It's your choice, basically. You can use them, you cannot. It's your choice. You choose what to do with them. Yeah, that's been one of my biggest inspirations. I wanna contribute to the world. I wanna make change. I'll bring change. I wanna be change. Yeah, I wanna be change. I wanna do great things. I wanna be a great person. Above all, they have inspired me to be the best I could be, and that's not always easy. It's very complicated and very hard. I found doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is not easy. Doing the right thing is hard, like really, really hard. Kwenza into right akukho lula ngale ndlela le abantu abakwenza kubukeke ngayo. Akukho lula at all. Complicated, kunzima, and it takes a lot from a person to do the right thing. It's definitely not easy, but yeah, that's why we try to speak some positivity, try to encourage each other to do the right thing, because it's all we can try as human beings, to do the right thing. So I am not successful. I am nobody, but I want to be somebody. And Jay Shetty said, we only talk about the stories of failure when we succeed. That's why they become this taboo, and we feel like they just fairy tales, like these stories never happened, because we only talk about our failures when we succeed. So I want to stumble uphill. I want to take a step forward and then fall back and then try to stumble uphill, try to keep growing. I know there'll be a lot of setbacks, a lot of failures, a lot of things not going the way I planned. In fact, I've seen that already. It's been a year and I don't even have much videos. I've been struggling to talk. I'm getting there. I'm trying. So all those things, like trying to do the positive thing, trying to tell these stories of failure while they're happening, showing people like failing in front of everyone, which it's one of the most complex thing, one of the hardest thing you can ever think of or you can ever try to do. But I'm prepared to like stumble uphill while everyone is watching and try to enjoy and have fun and try to protect my peace wherever I can. So I'm gonna go around doing interviews, like street interviews, asking people questions. I believe it's fair enough if I like give my answers to those questions before I get other people's opinions. And I'm gonna like read question and then give an answer. The answers are not the correct answers. I'm not giving memos. I'm giving my perception. My perception, not the memo. It's my perception. So this entire podcast, it's all about people's perceptions, not the right thing. Not the right thing, not the memo. We're not giving out the memo. We're not giving out the right thing. We're giving our perception, how we see the world. It's all about that, our perception, how we see the world. So even I'm gonna be giving how I view the world. Like I said before in one of my videos, that I didn't start this podcast because I want to lecture people on how to live their lives, or I want to give motivation. But I started this podcast to understand people, myself, and how we think and how we see the world. And what can we contribute to the world? So this podcast is all about that, just perception. So I have like these questions. So I just like have random questions. I like didn't prepare the answers because I want to be authentic, like everyone. Like I'm gonna find you on the street and ask you a question. You won't be prepared for it. So I thought it was fair enough if I just write down the question. Some of the questions were written by my brother, so I don't even know them. Yeah. Okay, I think the first question I'll take is, what is your biggest battle right now? My biggest battle right now is trying to build something different. Try to build a podcast, a mental health podcast, something that's very, very, very different and very complicated because of the society I am coming from. NgumZulu, and ngizama ukukhuluma nabanye abaZulu ukuthi banakekela i-mental health yabo, nokuthi ukuthi bayinakekela kanjani i-mental health yabo, and i-majority yabo abakholelwa nokuthi leyo nto leyo ikhona. And then mina ngiyafika ngizozama ukukhuluma ngalokho. Yeah, that's my biggest battle. Like it's here on my mind, the fear and everything. But yeah, hopefully I'm gonna conquer it all. I'm gonna get people to speak about mental health and to make it a norm. And next question. What's something you were told as a child that stuck with you? What's something you were told as a child that stuck with you? Something I was told as a child. I do have something. But the thing is, I don't remember. But I feel like it's the most important thing. Before my grandfather passed away, we used to spend a lot of time together. Like, it was like my best friend. We'll spend a day in a room together, just chilling in bed and talking. Wake up and eat food and just chill, like for days. It was more like a best friend. And he used to talk a lot about when he passed, I should remember this, I should remember that. And I so wish I can remember. Like, that's one thing I wish with my everything that I can remember. Being told as a child, like, I feel like everything he told me was super important. And I can feel it, but I just can't wrap my head around it. I just can't remember, but I can feel, I can see those conversations. I can feel the taste of the conversations, but when it's time to remember, I just don't remember. I wish I can remember that. That's my greatest wish. And I think that's the most important thing I was told as a child, and that's something that stuck with me. Even though it's not really a real thing, but I guess it's something. And advice you'd give to your younger self. Advice I'd give to my younger self. What advice would I give to my younger self? I'm not so sure. I think one advice I'll give to my younger self is it's okay to be kind with yourself. Yeah, it's okay to be kind with yourself. Like, I think I've been not too kind with myself. Like, I've put so much pressure on myself. I haven't treated myself well enough. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's okay to be kind with yourself and to be patient with yourself. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and thank you very much for listening and watching this video. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It means everything to me. And please share your ideas. I know I have so many mistakes. I'm still new to this. You can see like I'm a bit jumpy and everything. I'm new to this. I've been trying to do this for a year, but it's been a struggle. So if you have any ideas, please don't be shy to share. And thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much to those who have followed me, like believed in me, even though I haven't done something that you can trust in, but it's gonna come. I can promise you that, because I'm not gonna quit. 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 Thank you for your patience. It's super appreciated. Thank you very much. Please subscribe on my YouTube channel, Inner Lens Podcast, and please follow me on YouTube. I mean on TikTok, it's Inner Lens Podcast. And let's protect our peace, and let's continue to grow Inner Lens. Thank you very much. Bye.